Hi, my name is Hermie Smith, and I'm a Disciple Making Movements coach here at City Team Ministries. And I'm with my friend, Pastor Elmer Lopez. He's a pastor at a local church here in the San Francisco Bay Area in Hayward. And introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, my name is Elmer Lopez. I'm pastor in uh, Iglesia Palabras en Acción in Hayward. I just been working there for the past year and been doing a lot of great things. And thanks to the opportunity to be here with City Team and Disciples Making Movement, which are really make a lot of changes in my personal life and the people that I work with. I think that is a great opportunity for us to understand more about what the Lord wants from us.
Fantastic. You told me a story. You went down to El Salvador for a
A
funeral.
funeral, yeah.
And had the opportunity to connect with some peoples. And a lot of times in disciple making movements and DMM, we see that Jesus modeled for us. Jesus says, I do nothing unless I see the Father do it. And many times we see what this looks like. And then Jesus invites us to go along with him and join him where he's already at work. And sometimes we call this divine appointments.
Right.
You had a divine appointment down in
Yeah.
why don't you share that story?
Yeah, the thing is, we were with the family who was grieving the loss of a well-known pastor in the area. I happened to be there and was, pretty much represented one of this pastor's son. And I see the family grieve. I just, Salvador have different places where we can gather outside. So we gather with the family outside. We start talking about it. I start sharing, what God's been doing with the disciples making movement, and we start talking about it. An open discussion, as we all would do.
Yeah.
And also, a pastor from Nicaragua was listening to what and looking at what I was doing, and he's very structured, but I just let the Holy Spirit start working and start giving some word that was getting from God. As we all sit around, at the end, I ask people, would you want to be a disciple?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, out of the crowd of about 35, this gentleman, which it was known as being a very hard guy, he, raised his hand. And next thing you know, someone next to him also raised his hand. And they all gathered and everything, everybody start crying because they know the man.
He's not really a good.
It's not
a Christian, so
a
to speak.
Christian. No, he wasn't a Christian. So
Wow.
they gather. Well, this pastor from Nicaragua, start telling me, hey, you didn't have no preparation in terms of agenda.
Yeah.
You didn't have nothing. It's just kind of what we're talking about at the bottom of the streets,
Yeah.
outside in the patio. And he starts seeing the movement of what the Holy Spirit was doing.
Right.
And we stay at that house, so he has to stay with me in the same room. So after we finished the whole gathering outside the house, we all about to sleep. He came out to my bed. He laid into my bed. A big, you're talking about maybe 200 to 300-pound man, went into my bed, laid in my bed, and he asked me, Pastor Lopez. He goes, yes, Pastor Cano. Are you sleepy? Are you ready to go to bed? And I goes, yeah, Pastor, sort kind. I want to go to bed. I was very tired.
Yeah.
And so him. And he goes, well, can you teach me more about the disciples movement?
Yeah.
And I goes, what about? I goes, I just really want to learn more. So at that time it was 1:30 a.m.
Hmm.
And he asked me. So next thing you know, we start opening the files. We start giving the devotional, and we start talking about it to the point that we got almost to 4:30 a.m. And this guy will ask me, hey, in the middle, just for permission, can I have a 1-minute break? And I didn't know what he was doing. So he will be going outside and start washing his face out.
With cold water to wake him up.
To wake him up. But the powerful message is that he got so engaged that now he went up to Nicaragua. He had a pastor gatherings type of conference. And
Yeah.
he mentioned to them.
Yeah.
And they all listened to him because he's a very respectable man.
Yeah.
And I can only see in him a future leader of this movement. The
Absolutely.
way he conducts himself, the way he is hungry to
Yeah.
understand more.
Yeah. Yeah. Two divine appointments.
Two divine appointments.
With this one gentleman, and now with this pastor from Nicaragua. October 9 to 11,
Yes.
you're doing a regional Central American DMM training, disciple making movements training.
Yes.
You're planning to have how many? Who's coming?
You know, we want to have, we were making totals, and from El Salvador alone, we want to have 30 leaders between pastors and leaders.
Leaders, yeah.
And from Nicaragua and
Honduras.
Honduras and Guatemala, we're looking to have probably about 20 people.
Okay.
So it's going to be a total of 50. And this is going to be taking place in the Salvador front, October the 9th through the 11th.
Okay.
And like I said, we're looking towards show them what powerful message God has through the disciple movement.
What's the main goal? The main objectives?
The main objective is to align local leaders to start developing more disciples among the region to a point that we're going to really have the whole Central America area covered by people who's committed. Not people who just want to do it one time, but people committed to the vision and mission of the disciple movement.
So establishing leadership
Establishing
teams
leaderships
in
in each of these countries.
And they're going to be the ones carrying on, training up the new teams, and really equipping more people and keep them on track.
Right. So that's the main objective is, and we have people who is really excited, but at the same time committed.
Yes.
And that's the way we want to have this movement growth a little bit even more in Central America. And to my discussion with you earlier, we're looking towards getting Costa Rica and Panama in the near future. Even though we want to start establishing the leadership groups among this country, so they can be an example for more leaders to come.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing.
And thank you for the opportunity.
If you would like to get involved, please start with prayer. Pray for Central America. God is doing extraordinary things there. There's divine appointments happening on a daily basis. There's also a lot of challenges. So please commit to pray. And also, there is some financial investment in making these trainings happening, mostly in getting the right people there, offering them some help with transportation, bus tickets for the most part. There is also the teams have to feed them while they're there. So one way we're investing is really in helping people being equipped, and then for the follow-up, the leadership development. So again, I'm Hermie.